Hey there, I'm Molly from the visibility hacking community, and I got a big question I really need your help with. So there's this big debate online about live video. Do we create live video, or should we be focusing on evergreen content that lives on and serves continuously? Well, I really don't want to pick a side. I don't want you guys to have to pick a side, because in reality, I think that you can have both. So let me know what you think. First off, before you go forward in the video, let me know what you think down in the comments. Then hear me out and let me know your thoughts at the end. I want to know if I can possibly convince you to stop picking sides between live content and evergreen video content, because I'm going to blow your mind. So first, we're going to talk about the obvious. Then I'm going to show you a high quality streaming hack. And at the end of the video, we'll talk about your next steps for maximum visibility. All this and more, stay tuned. Roll that intro. All right, let's talk about this. If you start out by creating your live video and you do it in the right way, we can then utilize that live video, repurpose it, and turn it into evergreen content. Crazy idea. I don't know why, but there are so many content creators out there that are creating their live video. They don't see the analytics that they like behind it. They don't see the response they like behind it. And instead of utilizing it and nurturing it kind of like you would a baby, they instead just get rid of it. So we're going to change that up entirely. And the very most obvious, first, most important thing that you guys should be focusing on is the quality of your video. So if you're creating live content, you have to be aware of where you're recording it so that you have that file at the end. I personally use softwares on my computer that allow me to record it directly to my hard drive. There are other platforms like StreamYard, for example, that will save your recording or your live broadcast, and you can download that file as well. Cool thing about StreamYard is you can also download the audio-only version, which makes it super easy to repurpose it into a podcast, for example. We love building connection machines here. And the other thing that you can do, or that people do, that I want you to stop doing, is the third place that you can find the recordings of your live videos are on the platforms that you've been broadcasting to. So say you are broadcasting and you're broadcasting your video onto the Facebook platform. Well, on Facebook, you have the option to download that video. Say you're streaming it over to YouTube. Again, you have another option on YouTube to download that video. But here is the big warning. When you are using that third step, we'll call it, there's a lot of steps to get there that are going to compress the data. That's going to make it a little bit less theatrical. We're getting smaller and smaller and smaller so that we are getting less and less quality of the video. Okay, so why is that important? Because if you're going to be taking this video and popping it into a course, for example, or using it as a bonus training or an upsell training, what's going to happen is that quality of video is not going to be the top quality. It's not going to be as sharp. It's not going to look as professional as it did when you first recorded it. So let's make sure that we keep that same wow factor, we keep that same impact, and we do that by making sure that we are capturing the highest quality of that video. We and our tech teams can always reduce that file size if we need to, but we want to start out with the biggest possible option. I learned this actually when I was younger. I used to be really, really into photography with old school cameras, film, and the whole deal. And I do my own printmaking in our lab, in our photo lab. The thing is, when you have a film negative, sometimes they're only this big, sometimes I have a camera up here that has negatives that are much larger. But with a negative that's a couple inches square, you can print high quality all the way up to the size of a billboard that you would see on the side of a highway in America. Huge size, all because we had the highest quality original. And the same thing happens with your live content, with any of your video content. You can do whatever you want. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, you can chop it up, you can re-edit it, the whole deal. But you have to start out with the highest quality original. So let's get back to basics here. When you are creating your live videos, what I want you to do is look for the best, soonest, or first opportunity you have to download that content. So for me, I use OBS Studios. Every time I stream, I'm also recording directly to my hard drive. When you're on StreamYard, you also have the option of downloading it off of the StreamYard platform. And of course, the very last option, which I hope none of you actually use, is to download it directly off the platform that you're streaming to. So straight off of Facebook, straight off of YouTube, etc. If you are already creating live video, if you've ever had that experience of creating that video and not liking the metrics you're seeing, sometimes you create live video and you speak into the void and no one's there to watch you. I want to hear from you guys. If you have ever experienced that, let me know in the comments. What was it like and what action did you take afterwards? Did you decide to just completely stop? Or did you decide to dive in a little bit further and investigate more? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. So my high quality streaming hack, I just told you guys, let's be honest, is to record natively on your computer if that is at all possible. The other way that you can download a higher quality version is directly off of the camera you're using. So it depends on how you're putting your live stream video together, but I want to drop this little bit of knowledge for you guys just so that you can start to think about how you're producing your content a little bit differently. Maybe start thinking about the pieces of tech that you have in your studio a little bit differently. Looking at how you can basically studio hack, how you can use things in a way that might be different than they have suggested. So things that you can look for on the cameras that you're actually using. A lot of cameras will allow you to both record and stream at the same time. Sometimes you can have multiple programs running on your computer and you can stream and record at the same time. You can do what I do and use OBS Studios, and you can stream and record at the same time in the same software, which is great. So looking at those pieces of technology in a different way, but then you can also look at expanding the technology you have in your studio. So I just picked up a really cool piece of tech that I'm still learning how to use, but it's a camera controller, and it allows me to input 8 different camera feeds and switch between them as I choose. But there's also another layer to that piece of tech. It also allows me to record everything so I can have that content to repurpose later on. Remember, we're always looking for the opportunity to grab that recording closer to us than we are to our viewers. And that's because of quality. We want to make sure we have the highest quality possible. If you want high quality, interesting information to help you and your small business raise up your visibility, become more influential, become a stronger authority, and ultimately start making more money online, then I recommend joining us here on the channel. And all you have to do is press the subscribe button, ring that bell so you are notified of all of our new videos. We got new stuff coming out every single week, helping you in your small business. Now, if you want maximum visibility, if you want to experience the art of being everywhere, then what you're going to do is think about what your process is after your live video goes up. And this is where I want you to start thinking about chopping that live video up and creating what we call micro content. Micro content takes that main piece of content that you've created, like your live video, and then it chops it up into smaller, kind of like 2-bite brownies, if you will. That makes it easier to serve up this content to different areas of your market. You can take your live show that maybe only exists on Twitch, and you can chop up different highlights and segments, and you can pop them over onto YouTube, opening you up to an entirely new audience. Or you can, as we've mentioned before, use the audio and create podcast episodes. You can create little Instagram clips or stories, things like that get people's attention quickly. And if their curiosity is piqued, if they're your right customer, if that message is speaking directly to the right person, then they're more likely to join you over and look at or go watch that full episode or go investigate how to learn more about your company or your program. And that's pretty cool, I think. Micro content is a process that takes an absolute ton of time to produce, but don't worry, if you're part of the visibility hacking world, I will hook you up. I got great people who do amazing work when it comes to creating micro content for so many different types of businesses, which is really cool. And of course, if you are like me and you like to control everything, then I will definitely show you all the resources you need so that you can do it yourself for your business, or if you're helping out another small business. Because here in the visibility hacking world, if you haven't learned this already, we are deeply, deeply passionate about helping small businesses and those who help small businesses raise up their visibility, connect with new customers, and thrive. Because our economy, if we want our economy globally to survive and to thrive, then this is going to be on the backs of small businesses. It's not going to be on the big corporations. If we want heart and soul in our communities again, we need to start supporting and raising up our small businesses. So this channel is just a very small part of what we do in the visibility hacking world to make that happen. And if you want to be more involved in the visibility hacking world, if you want to learn more of these tips and tricks and strategies, then definitely join us in the visibility hacking group. We have an awesome community in our Facebook group, and I'd love for you guys to join us over there. It's real easy. All you have to do is head over to visibilityhacking.com. At the very top of the page, there's a button to become a visibility hacker. Click on that, and it'll pop you over into our Facebook group. Answer a couple questions so we know you're not a robot, and we'll get you on in there. We got live shows every week. We got lots. It's a fantastic experience, and I really want you guys there. Let's just be honest. Okay, guys, visibilityhacking.com. Go over, hang out there. I will see you in our community, and I'll see you in our next video. So until then, remember, as per usual, my friends, I love you. Be excellent to each other, and go build your connection machines.